Hey everybody, this is Deven with Homeschool House Calls, and we are going to. Uh-oh, I messed it up. We actually are out of the house today. Our air went down, so we're gonna tape this, and I'm gonna tape a couple so I can live stream them out because I don't know how long it's gonna take that air to get fixed, and it's not fun to be outside my studio. So, welcome to 14 Days of Curriculum. We are going to talk about each year. I want to do one a day, and today we're going to talk about preschool. So we are going to talk about preschool curriculum picks and what to look for, what's out there. There's so much out there. But hopefully, I'll show you some things you haven't seen and keep your budget down. So the first thing to remember is less is more with preschool, really with all littles. You're only going to want to have about 1 hour of actual sit down work. Littles are not made to sit down. I like to add in a lot of what I call creative play. Make sure you have good quality toys for during the day, good quality learning. Make sure your everything you use is you're getting the most bang for your buck and for your time, even if it's online. Um, let's see, if you want to look at a scope and sequence and see what they should be covering this year, the World Book Typical Course of Study is where I usually send parents. You could Google your state's scope and sequence for their education department because I know many schools have preschool level, but I think they're not as fun to read. Just go use the typical course of study. What they did is World Book took all the standards from different areas around the country and kind of compiled a list. And the good thing is it's easier to read than trying to go for a scope and sequence. And you could totally use that as part of your, if you've got that teacher mindset and you want to build your curriculum off those checkpoints, you can. Totally easy to do. You could also get some kind of checklist from your pediatrician if you have a good working relationship. Most of the time they get theirs from the CDC, and I have heard rumors that they are kind of dumbing what they suggest for different ages down. So I don't know that that's a good checkpoint anymore. So use the World Book typical. Yeah, it's easy to find. But let's go look at it real quick, and I'll let you where you'll see what it looks like. Screen share. Let's see. They've added a whole bunch of new things into my stuff, and I have not gotten used to that yet. Okay, there we are. So this is what it looks like. It starts with what you know. There's some major ones there, but when you go down, they have an art guide, and a lot of these things kind of overlap. They have language arts, and it looks like a lot, but really, I'm telling you, your preschooler is learning all of that at a lightning speed. Number sense, mathematics, physical development. So really, it's very easy to read, and I do have plans to eventually build some free curriculum for you off of this. But guys, I've got to actually have time in my day. That's what happens when you have 5 kids. You homeschool a lot, and social studies. So this is what it was. Technology. This is what it looks like. So not too horrible. That is not for 1 week. That is like spread through out 52 weeks, and some of them will overlap. Some kids will learn it before preschool, and preschool sometimes will learn it, in kindergarten. These things will overlap, but those are a good way to eyeball that. Let's see. Okay, let me go back here. Now, narrowing the overwhelm. I always go over this when people ask about curriculum. There are ways to narrow down your overwhelm. Ask yourself some questions before you start Googling and looking for curriculum. Do you want faith based or secular? That right there will split things in two. There is tons of faith based. Secular is getting more. There's getting to be more stuff out there as homeschooling becomes mainstream. So just decide which way you want. Our family, we use a mix. We've always used a mix. I've never met curriculum I haven't liked. I'm a curriculum junkie. I love it. And There are still stuff I have for preschool that I have not gotten rid of that is waiting for my first wave of grandkids. I'll probably have several waves of grandkids. I have four that are all together like stair steps, and then I have Lacey who is almost 7. So um, I will have waves of grandchildren. I hope I have a lot. I used to say I would never homeschool them. Now I think differently because preschool and kindergarten is my absolute favorite stage. They're all my favorite stage, but today we're talking about preschool. I love them all. I have enjoyed every one of them, online or offline. Now I'm a little. I think for littles, offline is better. The reason is if they miss a step, you won't know if they're online. This is when you need to catch any problems. So I'm not against online curriculum. We have some great stuff out there, but I want you to be very, very careful if you decide to use it. I get sometimes you need it because we have lots of working moms now. I work in the afternoon, so I'm like, this is you are my job. And I love it, but you have to be aware if there's a problem. And if you completely put them online and you're not paying attention, you can miss issues. So use it. I would say use online sparingly. There are some great apps that you can use. Like I work in the afternoon. Lacey has her own iPad, and the only thing loaded on there are certain apps that I know she's safe. Um, you can do it, but I would not make it the main part of your curriculum because you want to be able that if there are any reading issues, you want to catch them. If there's any math issues, you want to catch them now and not find them in third or fourth or fifth grade when it's harder to go back and fix them. So anyway, that is my little thing with that. So here, let's look at some of my top picks. Okay, so with my kids, I always send parents to this first. It is free. It is online. The plan is online, but you do it offline. I'm going to screen share and pull this up. Give me just a minute and with all my weird faces. I use this with Cole. He will be 21 this week. He is my first homeschooler. Let me screen share. I had to pull it up. I forgot to. Let's see. Screen share. Then it takes me to Chrome tab so I can like pull up what I want. Okay. I know it's fiddly. There's nothing perfect. This is what I used with Cole in the beginning. It's called Letter of the Week Preschool Curriculum. If you look over here on the side, they have nursery curriculum for 0 to 1. They have steps to reading program, which is 2 to 7. They have kindergarten curriculum, which is 4 to 5. They have science of the week, which is something I probably will pull out a little bit with Lacey this year because we're not doing a traditional curriculum yet for her for science. So they got lots of stuff that they added, and it's been here forever. I have not seen her add anything in many, many years, but I'm very, very happy that she has left it out for people to use and that it is still there. Letter of the week is probably what I would use in the beginning. That is what you need before you start a phonics curriculum. They need to know the letter and they need to know the letter sound. It is very much like daycare. Let me pull one of these up and see. And here she has the scheduling of the days. She has an intro week, basic letter week. I mean, she's got lots of stuff for you. If you keep going down, here are the letters. Let me make sure you can see that because, yes, good. So it has language arts here. It has music. I'm trying to think if it has math. I don't remember. It has poetry, songs. Yeah, they have math. So she gives you, there's something for everything, and it's free. So you can go and find things that you need. You could like go and find kind of like science. There's these over here. You could find coloring pages that go along with that, and you can just kind of organize your day. But she has a lot of stuff there to help you out. So I like this one. I like to send parents to this one first. It is free, easy to use. You can get most of the books at the library for free. You can find pictures and coloring pages out there for free. So I usually send people there first. I believe, if I remember right, there is a Bible verse in there, but you could easily, like, yes, a Bible story character trait. You could easily, if you're secular, you could easily leave that out. The books are usually pretty traditional. If you go up to the top and see, the poems and the rhymes and the books are just pretty traditional books that everybody uses. So you could make it fit what you need. Some other things out there. There before five in a row. I'm going to unscreen share. Before five in a row is another great one for preschool. It is very similar to this one where it is like a unit study and everything coordinates. This one's free. Before five in a row won't be. Um, Remember to utilize your library. Our library in our area is wonderful about bringing books in as long as there's a library binding one or and it's not out of print. I think the only time it's told me no is when there was no library price and there was no, it was out of print. That's the only time they've ever told me no. They have been great to order stuff in. The kids are all playing. We're actually at my church and they're in the youth room. So, um, those are two that I have utilized and used. There, if you're looking for secular, there is a company called Wild Learning. She started out with Wild Math. We have used parts of that, and it's basically lots of outdoors. So if you have an outdoor kid, lots of outdoor stuff. There's another one, I believe it's called. Let me. I should have pulled it up. There's so much out there. It's like so much, and I'll try to. There's one called that's completely free, and it's like a workbook, and all you have to do is download it. But it's going to be a lot of printing. The Good and Beautiful has opened up almost all their levels for free. You can download and print those. That's faith based. I have found a way to do it on the iPad or a tablet. You can find that in my tech hacks, my tech and hacks. So I try to have more of those. I'll try to have more of those this year. Um, Other things, there's tons out there. But those are my top picks. I always say spend your money on your creative learning and do less on the actual curriculum because you're only going to want about an hour. Lots of play. Always do lots of play. Play based learning is play based at this age. Um, Remember to like and subscribe to this video. Drop if you have a preschool curriculum that you have just loved. Drop a link and let everybody else know what you love, and maybe we can review it and see how it is. But those are my top picks: secular, faith-based. They're all great learning, um, and be frugal. I like being frugal because then I can spend what I want. I can join, the memberships at the museum. And remember, add in lots of creative play. At this age, you want probably less than an hour of actual sit down work. You want lots of uptime jumping, playing, climbing, go to the park, go to the field trips, go join the museum, spend your money there, and use some free stuff at home. Um, Tomorrow we will do kindergarten. We'll talk about kindergarten, and we're just going to go all the way up, all the different levels, and hopefully no more than 15 minutes because, who wants to watch a video more than 15 minutes? I hope you enjoyed it. Take time to like and subscribe to the channel. Drop your favorite preschool link below so mom can find it, and always enjoy your kids. Bye, guys.